guys, welcome back to Clumsy Cakes. So let's tiptoe ever so gently into fall with these caramel apple mini cakes. First, we're just going to get some prep work done. I'm going to mix up my dry ingredients. And if you don't have buttermilk, all you gotta do is just add a little bit of vinegar to some milk, let it curdle for about 5 minutes, and you're in business. So we're going to start our caramel cakes, and then our green apple component will come in later. But first we're going to mix up some unsalted butter and sugar until light and fluffy. Give that a good mix to make sure that it's all off the sides and the bottom of the bowl so nothing gets stuck and unincorporated. Do you guys see? Do you see how my life has been today? Now we're going to add each egg at a time just to make sure that gets incorporated correctly. Don't forget your vanilla extract. And then our caramel. I have a recipe on my channel for some homemade caramel sauce, but you can just use store-bought if you would like. And then we're going to add our dry ingredients. And we're going to add each of these in half. So we're going to add our dry ingredients, mix that up, and then add half of our buttermilk, mix that up. The other half of the dry, mix that up. And then the rest of our buttermilk. And then just scrape the sides and the bottom of the bowl just to make sure it's all incorporated. And I'm just liberally spraying my pan. You just want to make sure that you get some grease into all of the nooks and crannies just to make sure these come out clean. I found a pan with a lot of really cute fall shapes to it. If you can't find a pan like this, you can just use a regular sheet pan. That's totally fine. And then you can just cut it into squares and have the frosting in the middle, and it'll taste exactly the same. It just won't be the little shapes like this. If I can find the exact pan that I used or a pan that's similar online, I will put that link down in the description. Now all I'm gonna do is just fill these about 2/3 of the way full. A lot of them actually kind of got away from me. That's totally fine. I'll show you how to trim them later. But just do the best you can to fill them about 2/3 of the way full, and then bake them for about 30 to 40 minutes. After they've baked, you can give them about 5 minutes to cool in the pan, and then you just want to turn this over and give them a good tap on a wire rack just to get them all out. And you can see they're kind of connected. I'll show you how to trim them later. While those are cooling, we can get our frosting ready. And I made this frosting last week, and you can see that video up in the cards and also down in the description. After I finished up with this frosting last week, I just froze it in an airtight container just to keep it fresh for this recipe. All I did was I just from the freezer and put it in the fridge last night just to thaw. And now I'm having a bit of an issue getting it out of the container. Now I'm just trimming my cakes. What you can do is just take a paring knife, or what I have is a bread knife, and I'm just carefully trimming away at the excess cake on the side of each of my cakes. If you filled your cakes appropriately, unlike I did, that's awesome, and you can totally just skip this step. But if you overfilled, there's always a way to fix it. This part is pretty self-explanatory. All you're going to do is just take some of that frosting and smear it on one side of the cake, and then sandwich the matching cake on top. You can use a piping bag, or you can use a offset spatula like I did to do this. A piping bag would be a little bit cleaner. I just got kind of lazy, honestly, and didn't do that, but I would recommend you use a piping bag. And also, put on some more frosting than I did. I found that the end product, the cake to frosting ratio was a little bit off. That's just personal preference. Honestly, if you like the way that mine came out, you can just add as much frosting as I did, and that's perfectly fine. And that's about it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this one, don't forget to leave me a like down below. If you have any suggestions for anything you would like to see next, I would love to hear about those in the comments down below. Subscribe to make more messes with me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!